run this morning. Anyone do that? Big runners in the house? Okay, I'll assume by woos, that means yes. So, that 5:45 run this morning may not have felt invigorating when your alarm clock went off. However, you were shortly greeted by hugs and cheers, sponsored by, or brought to you by an organization called Back on My Feet. So, Back on My Feet is a nonprofit organization that promotes the self-sufficiency of homeless populations by engaging them in running as a means to build confidence, strength, and self-esteem. So the run this morning was actually followed by a professionalism seminar that was facilitated by our Accenture volunteers. So I'd like to take a moment to thank those of you who ran and for those of you who taught this morning at the professionalism seminar. So as that, we completed our first Skills to Succeed project of the day, so very, very exciting. Over the past year, I've had the privilege to work with a number of you on facilitating the monthly Back on My Feet resume and interviewing skills workshops that we pull together. And for those of you who have been involved, you may realize that it's a little difficult to comprehend what this organization is, Back on My Feet, without truly meeting the folks who are behind it. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Regional Executive Director for the Baltimore and Washington, D.C. area, Autumn Campbell, with some special news and a special guest. So please welcome Autumn.
Thanks, Mike. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having us. For the rock stars in the crowd who are out there at 5:45 in the morning, I promise I won't take it too personally if I start hearing some snoring. Just make sure you're next to somebody who's nice enough to wake you up when Ted Leonsis gets on the stage. So thank you also to those of you who participated in the Skills to Succeed workshop, and I hope that gave you the chance to see what a Back on My Feet experience is really like. I do want to thank Accenture. It's because of support from Accenture and companies, other companies, that I am happy to announce that as of this morning, we've officially launched in our 8th chapter city, Atlanta, Georgia. They did their inaugural run this morning, and actually one of our DC members spoke in Atlanta at the launch there. So proud to announce that. So considering what Thornell, who I'll introduce shortly, is going to speak to you about, and because we have a whole host of brochures out in the lobby next to the donation receptacle, I'm not actually going to explain our program. Mike has also done that as well. But if you don't know how we operate or you want to learn more, please feel free to take a pamphlet or check us out online. What I do want to emphasize, though, is what we do. We create community, and in the spirit of today, that's appropriate. I know that we're all here because of community and the really cool t-shirts. I ask that each of you take just a second to reflect on your own communities, and I also ask you to think about where you would be today without those communities. At Back on My Feet, we're really good about forgetting all of the differences that separate us. And that's part of what makes our organization so special, is that through the power of running, we're able to break down the social stigmas associated with homelessness and often with addiction. In the circle in the morning, we're all runners, we're all teammates, we're all athletes, and that's what's important. But the one difference that is worth mentioning is the community that we all come from. On a personal level, my story doesn't look that much different than Thornell's or any of our other members. I know I've dealt with some of the same challenges, I've made some of the same mistakes, I've had some of the same failures and heartaches, but I've also had a community that supported my successes and my failures. I have a social safety net, some of our members don't, and that's a really big difference. It's also the biggest benefit that Back on My Feet can provide. Our job is to create a positive, supportive, and welcoming, tangible community wherein our members can grow, learn, succeed, fail, and be held accountable for the decisions that they make, while knowing that they're valued and that they are appreciated. Back on My Feet won't save anyone. We can't save anyone. But what we can do is create a community and a path through running for our members, both res and our non-res, our volunteers, to save themselves. With the idea of community in mind, I have the pleasure of introducing one of our team members, Thornell Moore. Thornell, I'm so proud of you and so proud of what you've accomplished in this program, and I'm privileged to hand over the stage to you and to your story.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And wow, Back on My Feet. What an organization. start my day off at 5:45 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I made a commitment to me as well as to my team members to be the best I could. And since I've been on the team, other things started happening in my life. And for me, it's not just about running. I benefit more emotionally because I'm able to comprehend my schoolwork. I'm able to do things I always wanted to do. And I know because of running. You know, a lot of things I couldn't do because of my lifestyle that I choose. But when I started running, I'm able to do a lot of things. You know, I go to high school for my high school diploma, not a GED, it's a high school diploma. And I also go to IT classes. So I'm doing a lot of things. And I say to myself, if I can get up 5:45 in the morning and run, and go to these two schools as well as work part-time, you know, there's some other things that I'm able to do too. Running for me, I treat people differently, I talk to people differently. And I get so excited that I went online and I Googled endorphins. and it's called a runner high. And it really works. It really works. Because I say that because when I was in school, I wasn't able to comprehend the curriculum back then. When I show up in school today, I'm able to grasp exactly what's been taught to me. And I blame that on running. I really do. You know, so in the morning, when I ran this morning, and I put all I got into it. If I do a commitment in other areas of my life, it's getting better as well. So, not only that, and have a lot of volunteers come out in the morning. It's a very diverse group of people, and I've been exposed to a lot of different things other than running. Excuse me, other than running. So I've been exposed. I'm getting a lot going on me, you know, by being introduced to back on my feet. You know, before my lifestyle, I played Catholic football, and I always wanted to be healthy and go to school. Now I'm doing both of them things. So, thank you.